Greetings. It's Tonya here. What is today? Friday, September, I think the 24th, 2021. I think this might be a tarot talk, a quick tarot talk, but really before I get into it, I actually did shuffle a deck back here and I already got a card pulled. I haven't looked at it though, so I was just going to pull it on the spot. But before I get into that, I really turned this camera on because we're about to go into Mercury Retrograde, y'all. The last Mercury Retrograde for 2021. And it is happening in the same sign that the sun is in the sign of Libra. Libra is the sign of like balance and harmony and all that ma'at stuff, love, relationships, how you balance yourself with another person, whether that be in love, whether that be a partnership, business partnership, working partnership. It's like you and another, and in order to, balance that energy, you got to know kind of what you're working with, right? So Mercury retrograde, I feel is going to, because when Mercury goes retrograde, it kind of reverses a lot of the forward moving energy. So I feel like what's going to happen is for the partnerships that we want to have, whether it is, you're wanting to have a partnership with someone, or maybe let's just say you're already in a relationship or a working partnership or something like that, and you just want that one to be a better one. Whatever it is that you're wanting to have in that area of your life, it's like the mirror is going to be turned back on you and say, hey, look at your past choices, perhaps look at the past people you were linked with in some kind of way. What did that teach you about yourself? Especially because Mercury retrograde is notorious for sometimes bringing past relationships into your life. And so, I ain't gonna tell you to do a thing or to not do a thing, but all relationships, whether they were working relationships, business, career, whether it's a partnership in love, whether it's a partnership in friendship, teach you something about yourself. So I feel like that is what this Mercury retrograde is going to be all about. Now, as I often do, I do special readings during a particular time. So right now I have a very special Mercury retrograde personalized reading. If you want to book that with me, I only do a few, whenever I offer these, I only do like a handful. So if you want this, make sure you jump on it. Basically it's an audio recorded reading. So when you purchase it, I will pull cards for you. You don't even have to be, you're not even there. I pull the cards for you within 48 hours and I record that reading and send it back to you. And so the Mercury retrograde reading is about what challenges or obstacles or lessons might pop up on your path during this 3-week, really about 5 to 6 weeks of total Mercury retrograde energy that you need to be aware of, and how to kind of navigate around those obstacles so that when Mercury retrograde is over, you can really move more swiftly towards what it is that you desire, right? So Mercury retrograde is just here to just kind of, it's like the test before your graduation. You know what I mean? And so that's why I highly suggest that you get this reading if you are interested in that, because this is the last Mercury retrograde of 2021. So this is a major self-reflection lesson time for all of us. So if you want that, message me right now. And today is September 24th to say that you want the link, and I will send you the link to purchase it. It is $44. And then once I receive your purchase, then within 48 hours, you will receive the audio recorded reading back from me. Those readings are usually about 25 to 45 minutes, depending on what cards come up for you. So it's very, very personalized and very thorough, very, very thorough. All right. So, and today's the 24th. So I'm giving y'all till, I'm gonna say until the 27th. So if you watch this later, maybe till the 28th. So if you watch this later, the offer is gone. Okay. So the card that came up, in today's tarot talk is called All That Glitters. All That Glitters. Whenever this card comes up, it's one of those cards that really speaks to, the saying, all that glitters ain't gold. So, today's lesson, or whenever you watch this, if this resonates with you, is about, not just getting so caught up in things that look good, sound good, taste good, feel good, everything that glitters ain't gold. Just, some people look shiny on the outside and they're full of crap on the inside. Some restaurants are nice looking, but the food is nasty. You know what I mean? Some opportunities seem good, but when you read the fine print, or you really get real about how much energy and work is going to be required of you, maybe that opportunity is not what you want. But I'm going to read to you the full meaning of the card so that you can take the message that you want for yourself, because only you know your life. This ain't just a personal reading. It's more than one. You ain't the only one watching this, right? So all that glitters. A need to see beyond the superficial, the desire to don a mask or dress something up to disguise its true nature, trying to be something you're not, chasing after every sparkly new thing, being mercurial. It's only human to want to adorn oneself in trinkets, paint a pretty picture of oneself. It's natural to want to acquire the trappings of status or to deny them as a statement of rebellion. But if it sparkles, is it better? Whether it's a fast car, a big house, a title or position, the stamp of authority, or the sparkling of a diamond, these icons let you know something about a person, place, or thing. Or do they? The truth is that people seek to acquire things because of what they will do for them and how they symbolically will elevate them and make them more attractive. This card that signals that it's time to see beyond the adornments and probe underneath the surface. Learn to recognize the mask people wear and the motives underlying them. Imagine that all the glitter is gone. Would you still desire that object or person? And Mercury retrograde is good for that kind of reflection, because again, sometimes people or situations will come back around to you and you're like, wait a minute, so you have to ask yourself, like, is that what I still want for my life? What glittered to me in the past, does it still glitter to me now? If it does, then it does. But if it doesn't, then it doesn't. Ask yourself, be honest, like, do you really still want that, right? And I'm not going to read everything on this card, but because I feel like y'all get the gist. It's really about just understanding that everything that glitters isn't gold. And if you're going after something for the wrong motivation, or if you are not being honest about everything, you know what I mean? If you're only looking at the surface of a thing and not really taking into account all aspects of that thing, that job, that relationship, that opportunity, and you only want to look at the good side, now's not the time for that, especially with us getting ready to go into a Mercury retrograde. So that is it for today's tarot talk. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you message me by September 28th. I think I said, first I said the 27th, but I'm going to go with the 28th. If you want the personalized Mercury retrograde reading, to get an idea of the lessons and possible obstacles, but the overall lessons and how to get around them, this Mercury retrograde, or grow through them. That might be the best thing. So that when you come out of the Mercury retrograde period, you like a rocket, and gonna rock out the rest of this year. So that is it. Yeah, until we speak again, as always, I'm wishing you so much peace and love. Thanks for watching. Okay, real quickly, I'm back. So when you remember, I pulled this card, and I didn't shuffle the deck on camera. I did shuffle and then just put the deck down, and I knew to go to the top card because that's normally what I do. But when I was shuffling, something I just felt like read the bottom of the deck also, which I normally don't do unless I really feel to do that. And so anyway, at the bottom of the deck, when I was getting ready to put the deck back up, I flipped it over and I was like, oh shoot, I meant to tell y'all. So I, whatever. So anywho, the bottom of the deck is not for you. That's the card that is here. And it kind of goes with what I was saying about all that glitters. Not for you is a card whenever that appears, it's just trust your gut. Trust your gut. Again, if something looks good, sounds good, but in your gut, in your spirit, it just doesn't feel like it's right, or it feels like you're compromising, like it feels like it's almost right, or it's almost good enough, or it's almost what you want, but not quite. This kind of further solidifies it, especially like today is this again, this is the tarot talk for September 24th, or whenever you see this. But also I talked about Mercury retrograde. Now, don't let this stop y'all from those of you who want to book your personal reading, because your personal reading, I pull lots of cards and, all that kind of stuff just for you. But this is just something that just came up. I highly encourage, I feel this very strongly, anything that, crosses your path, that kind of feels right, but something still feels off, or something doesn't feel complete, then wait. You know what I mean? Because if you commit to something or someone or a situation or an opportunity or something that just kind of feels right, you're cutting yourself short. And that thing it doesn't mean that thing is bad. That thing really could be a good thing. It could be something that was meant for you, but it's like taking a cake out the oven too early. That's the example that just came to me. It's like the cake was supposed to bake for, an hour or whatever. I don't even know how long the cakes bake. It's been a minute since I baked a cake. But you know what I'm saying? If something's supposed to be in an hour for an oven and you take it out in 35 minutes because it smells good, the house smells like vanilla, you can taste the cake in your mouth, you're getting all excited about it, so you take it out of the oven early, it ain't gonna be good. And then some of y'all be blaming the cake. This cake nasty. The box said they had a picture of a pretty cake on the front. It was supposed to be good, or blah blah blah. Like, oh, this person was supposed to be all this, all that, or this job was supposed to be all this, all that. It is. You just jumped the gun, So all that glitters and not for you, but make sure that you, take that into account with everything I said in the first part of this video. Yeah. All right. Peace.